Welcome to Left On Weddit.
Adam here.
And Georgia over here.
We've done everything to plan your wedding and now it's time to hear about them.
We have left out nothing, and now we dive into the deep, dark world of Reddit threads.
We've got your horror stories, wedding dramas, and everything in between.
We've rebranded ourselves as experts.
Welcome
to Left On Weddit.
Georgia, since I last saw you, you became a badass.
I became an impulsive badass who makes poor decisions.
I want to talk about the word impulsive
Okay.
for a second, what impulsive means. It means that you do something in the heat of the moment. You're no thinking about it, you go for it, right? We're talking about Georgia got a tattoo.
I did!
Impulsive means no thought. You put it on your Instagram, doing something impulsive. And then my wife's like, what's Georgia doing? She's doing something impulsive. I'm like, well, she's probably getting a tattoo because she talked about that 2 months ago to me.
Really?
So we'd had a conversation 2 months ago about Georgia getting a tattoo. And
You
then
were
she
the
goes,
only person-
I'm doing something impulsive. And she goes, that's not impulsive if you've been thinking about it for 2 months. That is planned.
Yes.
And actually, I've got, before you go, and then I'm gonna let you finish. I'm coming strong. But I'm gonna let you finish. Mm-hmm. Had you booked in the appointment at the tattoo place?
Yes.
Was it It was pre-booked. Okay. So, and how far in advance had you booked it?
I did confirm the time that day.
You confirmed the time that day. But
It was either going to be 11 or 5.
But how? And when did you first speak to them to book it in?
Before Christmas.
Before Christmas. Before Christmas. Before Christmas.
You were the only one that knew.
It is 2025.
You were
just
the
for everyone
only one
playing at
who
home.
knew. Because I had 7 or 8 people. I know.
that
I
make
know.
it
It's
less impulsive?
ridiculous. Well, it does to everybody except you. Because you knew the answer. Whereas I still have friends going, what happened?
You're talking to the guy who got a tattoo of a taco in Bali.
Oh, that
on
was
his
you.
arm. Show the cameras. Show them your tattoo. Oh my goodness.
That's what our photographer made us do on our wedding.
She's putting her ring finger up. It looks very rude.
Yes.
She's got a tattoo on where her wedding ring would go.
Yes.
And it's got the letter M with a little band around it. It's super cute. It looks red. She's pretty badass. She actually came in with a face tat as well, and she killed someone on the way here. Interesting that you don't want to wear a wedding ring. Do you see many people do this?
I've had a couple of grooms do
Yeah.
this in my experience, but I've been married for 9 years, got the tattoo on our wedding anniversary, and after however many years in the wedding industry, I was getting a bit sick of remembering to put my wedding band on and off. I go to the gym 4 to 5 times a week. I travel a lot. The risk was a lot. So now it's just permanently on my finger.
You're going to sell
And
the
it's
wedding ring?
empowering.
You're going to sell it?
Am I going to what?
Sell the wedding ring.
No, that's bad choo-choo, isn't it?
I don't know, you've got a tattoo instead of wearing it. My ring has been, because it's been really hot at the moment, it's been humid, so my finger's been swelling and my wedding ring finger's been hurting because I think that it's cutting off the circulation.
It's throbbing, is it?
Yeah, it's been really hurting. Don't use the word throbbing in front of me. And it's been really hurting. It feels like my finger's going to be falling off. And everyone's like, don't be such a drama queen. Maybe I'll get a tattoo.
It does look very loose now.
It's not raining. It's
Can you
raining
stop
today.
doing that?
Because today we are at the Long Reef Golf Club. The place I golf, the place I shop, the place I eat, the place I live. Georgia,
It's none of those things for you.
I've got a personal drama for you. Friend insisting on a historically accurate wedding gets her history from Netflix. I love people on Reddit have to always understand everything at the start. She said, important for understanding this story, me and my friend are major bookworms. Meh, 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 meh. They love Bridgerton is basically what she says after telling me about 500,000 words. Last weekend, they go for a drink, right? She's really excited. She's not even engaged yet. And she's planning her wedding already.
I don't think there's a problem with that.
Yeah?
No, I did a TikTok video recently. Oh, we're doing that again. Another episode, another finger tap. And I did a TikTok video about this, and I've had several people in the comment section going, doesn't everybody do this?
Plan the
Go
wedding
on.
before? Well, that's not the problem with this lady. So she'd saved a bunch of dresses. They were talking about them. She told me she wanted to have a Regency theme and to have the guests dress appropriately. So, okay, it's kind of a big ask for guests, especially if there's 200 of them. And it's not just a light Regency theme for women. She's totally going for it. She thinks this Redditor, it's a unreasonable demand of
A
people.
Redditor, is that what people call
I don't know, I do now. Nope. The dresses she wants her guests to wear are custom gowns. She doesn't want Regency. She wants Bridgerton. If you haven't seen the show, it's elaborate historical costumes. You can imagine it. Petticoats, corsets, gloves, giant wigs, etc. She generally wants her wedding to look like an episode
I
of
did my
Bridgerton.
HSE drama piece in a
On what?
similar dress.
Of course
Because
you did. I did mine in white tights. I spent the rest of the night begging her to be more realistic. There's no way her bridesmaids, let alone her guests, can afford something like this. She told me that I was being selfish and that all of her friends and guests have good jobs and it wouldn't be a big deal for them to shell out a little bit of money on a unique event experience. Most of our main friend group don't want to have a big wedding, so she sees it as a special event for all of us.
out of all the themes that you could choose, all of them, there's so many, you choose that one. What do the comment section say?
What do you think? Do you think it's too much of a big ask?
Yes.
She says she's not even engaged yet and she's already spending my money. That's what the poster says, which I love.
Well, she doesn't have to come. She may not be invited. She's also assuming she's invited.
She's assuming that she's invited to a wedding that doesn't exist yet.
No one should ever assume in wedding planning because...
To assume is to make an ass out of you and me.
Correct.
I love it. I think it's sick. If someone said, can you wear a Bridgerton theme? Can you wear a wig and stuff and monocle? I would do it.
I say
Hands
when.
down. You say when?
When would you like me to do that?
So, true story on this. A friend of a friend, right, is her partner is in quite a wealthy family. They go to the UK.
Can you guess, is this you?
Oh my God. Please don't watch this. They go to the UK. His brother's getting married to...
Won't be hard at this point.
Okay. and the person he's marrying is blonde. Her name is Smith, first name Jane. That's all I'm going to say. Rhymes with Smith. Damn. No. Anyway, so they go over there and she, on the invitations, said that it was like black tie elevated and used the Titanic movie as reference for them in the mood board that they put on the website for guests to look at, right? The groom didn't realize that was just ideas and saw it as a costumed wedding. So the day before, he says to his soon-to-be bride, can't wait till you see what I'm wearing after she's talking about her. I've got the best costume. And she goes, do you mean suit? And he goes, no, I've got the best costume. Because he organised him and the groom's outfits, I should say, thinking that his wedding was Titanic themed. So he and his groomman dressed as the captain of the Titanic. And it was too late to change anything because they were in the middle of like the UK. They were in a castle somewhere. So you see the wedding photos. She's wearing a beautiful Vivienne Westwood gown and he's dressed as the captain of the Titanic with the groomsmen.
Amazing to her that she didn't want to be part of the suit shopping journey.
I just love that they had zero conversations before the day. He's just like, we're going to a costumed wedding.
But at what point when he said, I can't wait for you to see what I'm wearing, do you know what she said?
Yeah,
she was just like, yeah, I'm pumped.
Can't wait.
Oh
Can't wait to see my $100,000 dress.
Who gets that excited
It's
about
so
their
good.
suit?
And I've got the photo, Georgia. I'm going to show you later.
Okay, it's going to be in the show notes, a link to the mood board.
No, I'm not putting it in the show note.
Am I the asshole for refusing? Are you okay?
Yes.
To participate in my sister's wedding over her dress code demands. Well, here is my situation. I love when she starts with well or he. No, it's a she, because we're about to work out that she's a 22F, a 22-year-old female. My sister is 25 and getting married next month, and I was excited to be part of her day until now. She recently sent out a detailed group message with a bunch of rules in inverted brackets for the wedding. Most were normal stuff. I'd love to know what normal stuff would be. What do you think normal stuff would be? I've got to just tell the story. But then I got to the part about the dress code. She's insisting that all female guests wear floor-length gowns in specific colours and we have to wear heels. But those heels can't be over 2 inches to ensure she stands out. Literally. Okay, reasonable, but here is where it becomes a pain in my behind. Ooh, yoo-hoo. I've had an issue with my foot for almost 2 years now. Lame, I know, not the dogs. I let her know. And suggested a compromise, like something along the lines of wearing flats that match her colour scheme. But she said no, and that would be ruining the aesthetic of her wedding. We argued, then told me that if I can't stick to the dress code, I shouldn't come to the ceremony at all. I told her that I thought that this was really unfair and incredibly inconsiderate, and now she isn't talking to me. Even my mum is siding with her. But to be fair, she's always been the favourite. I really need to hear some opinions from outsiders because it's honestly stressing me out so much.
What sort of foot pain does she have? I hate hearing about people's feet pain, and that's why I have an issue with this Redditor.
At least you've got shoes on.
I don't want to. I was made to put my dogs away before we started recording, quite frankly. Hate the term dogs for feet, for one. Hate that. Hate that you put that in there. I don't think that was in the actual post.
Sorry.
We should say that their words have been edited with the word dogs to be put in there. Yeah, okay. If she's got a sore dog, then she's got to put that dog in a more comfortable shoe.
But the specificity of how high they have to
I've
be,
got a question.
Yes,
Is she a
Adam.
bridesmaid?
that would be assuming. It doesn't say. It's the
Okay.
sister of the bride.
So she's
maybe.
asked people to wear floor-length gowns and 2-inch heels.
So that the bride can stand out.
I mean, I get it. It's her wedding, and you want to be the best dressed person in the room. You don't want to look like a little shorty, but it's a lot to ask people. It's a lot to ask people to do anything in terms of what they wear to your wedding. Like
thought
when
you
you're
were gonna-
making them wear something specific. You can in a dress code, yes, and if they fit that dress code, fine. But then like going into you need to do X, Y, Z is like saying you need to go out and buy new outfits for weddings. So you know what? Put your dogs away. I don't know who I'm siding with here. I'm upset about the word dogs. Mostly, I'm not upset about feet. I'm just upset about the feet thing. What's wrong with her feet? That's my main issue is her feet. That this post mentioned feet. That's all I've heard.
She has to wear orthopedic shoes.
Oh no, she's a
I
grandma.
know. Lame, I know. She recognises that wearing orthotics is not ideal.
Yeah, it's not sexy.
It's not.
Can you
but
wear
I don't
orthotics and
think-
heels?
I'm not sure. I've never had to wear orthotics before.
I have a high arch in my foot.
Do you? Does that mean that you roll out? Because
does
I
mean
do
that.
too.
Yeah.
You can see it in my shoes
We should
sometimes.
wear some orthotics.
Do you wear orthotics?
I think that it's all about communication, as always. She should talk to her sister and be like, yo, my dogs are effed. I need to put these woofers in some orthotics. It's not going to be hot, but I'll wear a floor-length gown and then you won't be able to see
Get
where
those
my
dogs back in
are.
that cage.
Put them back on, woof, woof. She's going to put them away. She's going to have a nice floor-length, beautiful pastel-coloured, whatever. What's in vogue? What's in vogue? Trend. What's trend? What's trendy at the moment? Black and white? She's going to be in black and white.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
colour. Yeah, right?
Solved.
So that's my issue. Wait, the feet is the issue. What do you think? Do you think this is okay? Can she ask her what to wear?
In a dress code, I don't think it needs explaining. I don't think the 2-inch thing, the going into detail about why she can't wear things and has to wear shoes or dresses in a certain way, I don't think you have to explain that. I think you just put the dress code out there and hope for the best.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah.
I think she's being controlling.
Yes, I agree. Oh,
big
wow.
word, wasn't it?
I shouldn't have agreed with that. That
You
was
shouldn't
rude.
have. Yeah, it was rude. I'm just trying to be rude for fun.
Do you have a story?
Mostly upset about dogs. And now it's time for Adam starts a discussion that he didn't tell Georgia about because he has a thread that's not on the theme, but he's created a theme song so she doesn't get mad. And the episode title will be Confusing Now. You ready? Let's have a discussion.
Let's do
It's a
it.
little discussion that happened on Reddit, and I thought that we could discuss.
Left on Reddit.
This is a discussion.
On Reddit.
Are you listening to me right now?
I've got both ears open.
And it's just
Both dogs out.
this is my favorite segment. Don't ruin it. It's
Sorry.
my favorite segment that we've ever done.
Oh,
It's
wow.
Off-topic discussions. Stop fake
Hilarious.
laughing at me. Stop it. I'm trying to read the title of our discussion. And people on Reddit discussed, but we're going to discuss.
need
You
to
ready?
stop
That's how
laughing.
this segment
You
works.
need to take this
Do
podcast
you know how this segment
seriously.
works?
Okay.
Most inappropriate wedding music. Oh, frig. See, what you've done is you've looked me in deep into my soul and now I can't talk. And I said frig for some reason. And I've never
Deep
said
into your
frig.
soul.
I've never said frig before.
Did I tell you about how I saw an ex-woman at a wedding?
I'm
He
gonna
looked
combust in a
into
second.
my soul.
Most inappropriate wedding music discussion. The worst I've heard, this is what someone says, the worst I've heard of was two wedding singers. The couple wanted them to sing an operatic version of AC/DC's Highway to Hell as the bride walked down the aisle. They lost the gig as the couple, luckily, split before their wedding date.
My question is, what's The operatic. Acapella.
Opera. It's opera. Oh my goodness. What do you think operatic
Sorry.
means? They're gonna
Why
sing
wouldn't you just say that it's opera?
I'm on a highway to hell. So what I want to know is
Is that the worst thing you ever heard? Yes.
what's your most inappropriate wedding song that you've heard?
I'll tell you the most appropriate.
Go.
Nutbush.
I hate that song. The most inappropriate, right? It takes me back to one. I heard the groom sing his wife down the aisle, and he couldn't sing. This particular groom.
I have had 3 weddings where I wish someone told them that they can't sing.
Yeah, it's something.
One was a groom and 2 have been musicians that I've seen. Was it you? You'll never know.
Also on this discussion, someone said it's a bit off topic, but there was once at a funeral where the funeral home was playing slow music type versions of songs through the whole complex, and midway through the Nana's funeral, there was a version of Staying Alive, a slow version. That grieving people didn't really
You do
appreciate
CPR
it.
to that song.
I know. And then a lot of people, what I see a lot is Every Breath You Take by The Police.
Oh, that is
which
a good
is
song.
pretty sure it's a breakup song, right?
I think a lot of them are.
That's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that some of their favorite songs that sound really cutesy and lovely are actually about people breaking up. Like
You're so
Pump It by
trendy.
the Black Eyed Peas.
Is that a wedding song people walk up the aisle to?
No. Do you know what Britney Spears' If You Seek Amy is about? Look that up.
No.
Google that. Do you know that song? If You Seek Me.
Okay.
F-U-C-K
That's enough.
me. Me. Oh my goodness. What wedding song do you think doesn't work at a wedding?
Well, my son has really taken a liking to Roxanne.
Yeah.
And he knows the words.
Your
And
6-year-old?
I don't know at what point do I ask him not to sing those words. Because it's not a great song.
What's that about?
The red light.
It is. You don't have to put on your red light.
And he knows all the words. You don't have to walk the street at night.
Oh my goodness. Louis. Wow.
So bad. Between that and Slipknot, it's been a really happy household when it comes to music choices.
No, it's like the amount of times that I have watched somebody walk down the aisle at a wedding to a breakup song is beyond me. I love it so much.
Do you know what I also love? When couples say, we're walking up the aisle to Can't Help Falling in Love.
Yeah.
But then they go, but it's the Crazy Rich Asians
Yeah, I
version.
haven't heard that one before.
I'm so sorry to laugh.
Every second
But
person.
everybody says that. Everybody. It's wedding vendor confession time.
Yeah.
It's that.
Can I confess?
Yes.
The blood supply from my leg has cut this off and I can't feel my foot anymore.
We've already done a whole episode about your bottom
gonna-
and how you had to switch legs.
I'm going to roll out of here.
Do you remember that?
what?
You said your butt was going
This is
numb.
like I'm rambling. Georgia, I actually cannot feel my foot anymore.
Just switch.
I have to go to the doctor and I have to go now.
Is this the start of a joke?
No, I'm trying to end the episode. Georgia,
Bring it here.
I wish for you to have a fantastic weekend. Happy Wednesday, Georgia. Happy Wednesday. Is that an exit?
Thanks for listening.
God, we're so happy that you listen. And if you want to see a little bit more, make sure you follow us on our socials.
We have TikTok and Instagram, and you can find us at Left on Wed Podcast.
And if you want a little bit more from just us, you can follow Georgia at Georgia Fletcher Weddings.
And follow Adam at Married by Adam.
Oh my goodness, we're everywhere. And if you love it, rate, review, subscribe, whatever all the cool kids do it for us because we love you more than you love us. Validate us. We, Adam and Georgia, would like to take a moment to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Guringai people, on which we're recording today.
We pay our respects to their elders past and present, and we recognise their ongoing connection to the land, sea and community.
As we share our stories of love and connection, we honour the oldest continuous culture in the world.
And we celebrate the storytelling traditions that have been passed down through the generations.
It is such a privilege to create on this country, and we are so grateful to be here today.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.